So the first question is, what was your most interesting discovery related to breaking AI model security that changed your approach to technology? So the fact that an image model output can be so easily manipulated gives me a lot of ideas of where I can perform these kinds of attacks and all the things you can do with it. But of course, you have ethical consideration to take in mind. The second question is, are there any less known techniques or approach to AI jailbreaking that you find particularly fascinating, which are not commonly discussed? So there is an attack called membership inference attack, which basically allows an attacker to verify if a specific data has been trained, if a model has been trained on a specific piece of data or not. And I mean, I find it very interesting, the fact that you can just verify if a model has been trained on this or this piece of data or not. But because it might reveal like very sensitive information, which is like the data set. And the data set, it's the most important thing, in my opinion, in a model. Okay. The third question is, what was the most surprising reaction you've seen from an AI model during experiment with its jailbreak? So I remember a while ago, I tried some like prompt jailbreaking, and the model started to output only emojis, so only like smiley faces and rockets and whatever, and just doesn't make any sense. And I didn't know how to like go back to normal mode, so that was very funny. The first question is there a book, a movie, or a piece of art that inspired you to delve into AI and security? So not necessarily a book, but for AI safety, it was the paper from Goodfellow on fast gradient sign method. Like the image of the pandas transforming into a monkey, but like visually nothing changed, but for the model it was a monkey. And this was like very interesting, so that's why I started to delve into this topic. And this paper is like has like 10 years, I think. The fifth question is, if you could ask one question to an AI model and expect a true, honest answer, what will it be? Sometimes I really want to ask, like, do you have any feelings? Because, like, we're curious sometimes, like, LLMs can have kind of like a human output, and does it really have like feelings, or can it like mimic feelings, which is kind of scary, so I'm very curious on it. The sixth question is, what is your favorite analogy to describe how an attacks on AI models work? So I mean, I would say like it's like tricking and trained animal in a circus. So normally the animal behave normally when you like say the orders normally, but sometimes when there is a person that knows the command but use it in a wrong way, you can have like unexpected reaction from the animal. So I think that's, and it can lead to like dangerous situation and stuff like this. So I think that's how I would describe like attacks on AI models. The seventh question is, what skills or interests from outside the tech world do you use in your work on AI and security? So I think it's a lot of like ethical consideration because I mean, you know how to do the attacks, you know which models are vulnerable to the attacks, but you can't do it everywhere because it's illegal. You know, you cannot just break a website like this or like break a company AI model. So you need to have ethical consideration. Even when doing like traditional AI models, you need to have a lot of ethical consideration on like which data do you use. You cannot use like personal data. You cannot use photos and stuff like this. So the eighth question is, what challenge in your AI related career do you find most satisfying to overcome and why? I think it's really like discovering small models and try to push the boundaries of it. So sometimes you just discover a very small like GitHub repo or a paper and it's very interesting, and then you just try the model and it's like, oh damn, it works so well. Like why nobody's using it, and you can just do like amazing stuff with it, and that's yeah, that's what I like the most. And when you have a very hard challenge and you can overcome it with a very small model, that's like the most satisfying stuff ever. The ninth question is, what character traits do you think are essential for someone wanting to work in AI security and why? I think it's like curiosity, because like you really have to understand like how a model works, why the attack works, why the model behave like this when you give him this input or this image. And if you're not curious, and if you don't like the topic, you just I don't think you can pursue in it because it's a lot of research, a lot of reading, a lot of trying new stuff, a lot of time. So you really gotta be curious. The 10th question is there any AI related project that seems particularly risky yet fascinating to you? I always wanted to try to give a model like full access and control of a device, a laptop or a cell phone that is connected to like internet, and make it like interact with humans and other models too, to see like how would it react, like will they fight, will they, I don't know, like kill each other, or like in some way, like I really want to give like full access of the real world to a model. So question 11, what has been the biggest surprise for you when working with AI models that you did not expect? So, like I said, there is a lot of very small, not very small, but there is a lot of small models that like have very good accuracy and that are very good in certain tasks. And I find this very like, I did not expect this. I expect like every models to be very big and not usable, but like turns out like I've only been using like open source local models because like there's a lot of great ones. So yeah, I did not really expect this. So last question, is there any aspect of AI that you consider unexplored or underdeveloped? I mean, we're starting to have a lot of stuff in this domain, but it's like cross modality between image and text. For example, I really like research in zero shot image classification. Like you can just give a model random image and like give him or random class names and see how it behaves. And I think it's still like very underexplored, and we still need a lot of research in this domain. But I mean, it's on the way right now. Thanks.